That's your baby daddy, bitch. That's my baby daddy too, girl. Well, what now? I don't fucking know. We'll figure it out. That's your baby daddy, bitch. That's my baby daddy too, girl.
What did she say? I don't know what she said. I probably would never. You probably. Let me just talk about it. Anyway, a few days ago, we had Cardi B on the platform. We talked about who's Cardi B. Cardi B is an American rapper. I think she's just dropping a new album. Um, not like I care. I don't listen to Cardi B. I would listen to was it Red Bottoms? There was a song called Red Bottom, right? Anything that's a hit that sneaks into my feed somewhere, maybe on radio by mistake, yeah, I might listen to it, you know. But hold on one second, guys. Hold on. All right, sorry guys. Let me see if I can get that switched back on. Let's see here. All right, we should be back. Sorry about that, guys. All right, so yeah. Let me see who is here. Natu, how you doing? Good to see you, Natu. That was my wife that blew up my phone randomly. Anyway, so like I was saying, so she announced that she was having a baby with her new boyfriend. But I'm reading this new stuff here, and I wanted to. There's something I want to highlight about this for those of you that follow Cardi B, um, that may catch this, but you still care about marriage and you care about traditional relationship long term. I wanted to highlight this. You might not know this, but there's a lot of influence going on around, and it looks like it's innocent, but they're not innocent. But let me read this. It says Cardi B reacts to the news that Stefan Diggs. Who is Stefan Diggs? Stefan Diggs is the new boyfriend who is American footballer. Okay, and they are pregnant for each other now. I know, right? But anyway, she's pregnant. But in that same time period, it's been announced that well, he has a new 5-month-old baby, and now he's suing for paternity verification. No, he got sued for paternity, but so he's now asking to verify paternity. So 5 months old baby. But then there's another rumor that he's welcomed two brand new babies within the last 1 year or so. And Cardi B is essentially responding to that. So Cardi B reacts to the news that Stefan Diggs fathering multiple kids with multiple women around the same time they were together. Well, she's expecting now for him too. And then her response is, "That's our baby." I'm not sure if that's what she's saying. That's our baby daddy now. We're going to figure it out. Let me see. She said, "We'll figure it out, bitch." Well, damn now. We're going something like that. Oh, hold on.
That's your baby daddy, bitch. That's my baby daddy too, girl. Well, what now? I don't fucking know.
I'll let that repeat.
We'll figure it out. That's your baby daddy, bitch. That's my baby daddy
That's our baby daddy now. We go.
too, girl. Well, what now? I don't fucking know.
Well, what now? I don't fucking know.
We'll figure it out.
Go figure it out, bitch. Okay, all right. So why am I sharing this with you? What does this matter? Again, these are your influencers. I don't want us to just brush over it. Hey, Mario, it's good to see you. I don't want us to brush over it like it's just another. These are your influencers. If it's not your influencer, these are your kids' influencers. I just want you to know what's coming and what she said we figured out. But more specifically, she left a marriage. She left a cheating husband. She left. To be fair, she left a cheating husband, and she dumped him. She's had about 3 babies with him, and on a normal day, in our ideal unrealistic world, maybe, you just wait a little bit. Let's heal, right? You heal before you deal. Shout out to Pastor Kingsley. We're going to talk about Pastor Kingsley in a second. You heal before you deal. You wait a little bit, wait it out at least. Make sure that this is what you want. But guess what? She started dating this dude and they started carrying themselves around. Public relationship, right? And now she's pregnant. And she's like, well, we're going to figure it out. 4 men pregnant with this gut in the last 15 months. Is it better than Offset? This a lot of these things are happening. You might not see that it's happening. These things are happening around you. Women are dumping situations only to become side chicks. I don't know if you know that. Oh yeah, it's happening. They're dumping their men precisely because of infidelity. And by the time they want to start mingling again, they start as a side chick. But guess what? It's fair. Okay? It's fair. So my own is not to preach to the women that are doing that, because honestly, I don't think you should put human beings on that kind of pedestal. If you put yourself on the pedestal, you found out the hard way that you're just a human being like the rest of us, right? There's nothing to justify. It is what it is. It is what it is, right? It is what you find yourself in a situation, you start to fall in love with a person. You're like, well, it happened to you too. Well, when Yoruba people, there's a proverb in Yoruba people. When somebody is running so that they don't lose their mind, eventually they might just start running so they don't just buy, and sometimes just settle for what you have available, But those things are happening, and this is an example of it. Okay, do you think she wanted to wake up and one day find out that she's now pregnant along with 4 other women for the same man? No, it happened. Why did it happen? Well, people, I've always said this here on this platform, people will do all the wrong things. Everything you consider wrong, including you, yes, you will do all the wrong things when it feels right. You will cheat, you will steal, you will lie when it feels right. Why am I saying that to you? I don't want you to put yourself on this intentionality pedestal. When you say you want to be intentional, you need to be intentional with respect to emotional intelligence. That means you understand first and foremost that you're a human being like the rest of us. So you need to identify what your strengths are, what your weaknesses are, because there's always a blind spot. That blind spot, you might say, that will never be what there's. Everybody has a blind spot. Have you taken the time to understand your blind spot? The reality is that most people jump from fry pan to fire. That's why you have second and third divorces, 75%. That's why. Because people never do the necessary work. They just assume. Today, I was just listening to some people say, well, there's bad people everywhere. It's just bad. Make sure you don't marry a bad person. Everybody's saying, make sure you marry right. Even Dr. Kingsley will say that sometimes. And I'm like, what does that really mean? Because crisis will happen inevitably in every relationship, long-term relationship. Are you prepared for that? Abi, you're just going to do what everybody else does. You point fingers. By the time you realize that you're just human being, somebody else is now calling you a bad person, right? Why? They say you have bad characters. So they will look at someone like Cardi B. All of you do it. You look at someone like Cardi B, you say she has bad character. No, she's a reflection of our society. A lot of people are doing these things. It might not show up as a pregnancy amongst 4 other women, but you find yourself like, okay, maybe I wasn't perfect all along. Or you might just exercise another coconut head and say, no, I'm not like that person. It's up to you. Anyway, so Mara says 4 women pregnant with this gut. The last 15 months, is he better than Offset? You mean he or she? He's better. It's fair. He is better than Offset. That's the reality of what we're looking at. Contrary to what some men might say, they might want to look at this and want to shame her. No, this guy in this context is better than Offset. She went with someone better. But if you're talking character, if you start to bring the conversion of character into it, well, is he going to be better? You talk about the future, we don't know. But right now, as far as Cardi B can see, he's better. Is he better in terms of family values, in discipline, in keeping his prick somewhere? We can talk about that too. But as far as Cardi B, remember Cardi B is what we're talking about, not me, not you. As far as Cardi B is concerned, it's now better. This is life. This is the real world. Welcome to the real world. Don't lose your family because, again, your partner might commit all the atrocities before you are able to bring it back, and you might have to be dealing with that for the rest of your life. Mario says, really, MOP Manosphere talking points? Oh, yeah. Manosphere, if I have to dice it up, everything they say is 99% true. There's just 1% lame behavior, right? I always say that too. So there's truth in it, right? Laugh my house from fry pan to fire. Hi, Toby and Tribe. Good to see you. Why do some women want to have kids from every relationship? Let me see here. Why do some women want to have kids from every relationship? She could have kept him, but no kids. Yeah, you know, that's the intentionality. She probably didn't mean to get pregnant. But when you're knocking... Cardi B is sweet though. She didn't need another baby. When you're knocking, pregnancy can happen, right? This is the reality of life. Anyway, I just want to highlight that, hey, the real thing I wanted to say here is very simple. When it comes to this thing called relationship, right, there are principles, as I've always said, but more importantly, there are skills that you need to build, and they're not based off of morals and good or / bad character, all that nonsense that everybody tends to talk about. Just marry right? Just be kind. Those things are important, but those are bare minimum of what you should be paying attention to. You should start paying attention to what is my temperament, what's my personality, how do I react to crisis, right? Do I have a tendency to self-sabotage? Do I have a tendency to jump from fry pan into fire? That's what I want you to start paying attention to. Do I put my significant other in a position where they're not telling me, but they're probably dealing with a lot? Many of you don't even pay attention to that. That's something I've had to pay attention to lately, me personally. Like, wait, when she's dealing with my BS, if she had to say it all the time, hey, BS, I have to deal with it all the time. What does that look like? What would that look like if that was a reality? Can I pre-assume ahead of time that she's probably dealing with a lot of my BS? Let me apply grace too. Let me push forward. Let me compete with her in terms of grace. Do you even think about that, Abi? You're just floating through life, just thinking you're perfect. Most of us literally do that. So don't put yourself on a pedestal. That's all I'm saying. If you are leaving a relationship, don't assume that it was all somebody else's fault. Make sure you work on yourself, because your BS follow you everywhere you go. What is the BS? Oh, she's pregnant now. A child is not a BS. This is fair. This is all good. I'm just pointing out that, imagine, and now she's given up. If you look at her facial expressions there, she's not exactly happy with this situation. She's just trying to keep it together. She's also releasing an album, and she's trying to play macho. Like, I got this. There's only so far you can go with that, though. Eventually, you're going to have to nurture a baby now for the next 18 years, in addition to the rest of the babies. And that man, highly likely, is not going to change just because you're Cardi B. Toby and Tribe say, it will help her grow. Let me see. Toby and Tribe say, even me, I used to wonder why some women have so many babies, but then I realized that God knows the amount of children we are supposed to have. It is part of our life lessons. 100%. Absolutely. I agree with that. That's why I say, hey, this is what it is. Stella says, truth is, things happen. It may not have been her plan. Yeah, God's plan, right? Exactly. If you are knocking, that's the good point. P. Life is stressful sometimes. Listen, let me just leave Cardi B alone. Let's move on to some people that think I'm dangerous. Let me make sure I load this video file. Yeah, we've got some aunties are going to teach us some interesting things. All right, guys, hit the like button right now. I've got some more coming up. I'll be right back. It's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Me love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.